From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Let's take a look at our weather headlines, get you right into it. You know, we've got a gradual warming trend as we go into the weekend. I think some of us are going to be flirting with the triple digits tomorrow in the valley, and some of us quite possibly reaching that triple digit mark here as early as tomorrow. Also talking about the potential for some showers and thunderstorms in the mountains, but that's going to be mainly early next week, maybe as early as Sunday evening, which we'll get into that in a deeper dive in just a bit. Triple digits return as early as tomorrow. And as I mentioned, I think it's going to be even warmer by the weekend and going through next week with that bigger heat really going through next week. More of that summer heat that we're used to around here. Let's take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast. We're going to start off here with our temperatures here for tonight. And what you'll notice here is they're starting to kind of work their way back up. We still have some mid to upper 60s in the valley here for tonight. A little breezy. That may keep those temperatures up even a little bit warmer. But I think this may be the last night of the 60s for a while. We could be looking at 70s for those overnight lows once that warmer air kicks in. Now, temperatures in the mountains are going to be in the 40s, even some 50s, and we're talking low 50s. With still that fog really developing in those overnight hours into the early morning hours for many of you along the immediate coast and even some of those inland valleys. Now, the temperatures out the door tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., yeah, still in the upper 70s here for the valley, but 50s and 60s for the higher elevations and for the coast. So one of the redeeming factors or one of the things that has been keeping our temperatures down, that is this right here. You see this flow? You see how it's fairly flat? And these are some storm systems that are just basically riding along that jet stream. That is what's preventing the heat to our south. You see the void of clouds? That's the heat. That's the ridge of high pressure. That is preventing this heat from building northward. Now, it's been hot. It's, you know, there's no debating that, but it's not as hot as it could be if these storms weren't up to our north, because that warmer air would be able to rise northward, or at least migrate northward. So there you can see. Let's take a look at the winds. The winds are going to be a little breezy tomorrow morning, I think, for parts of the valley. You know, nothing major. And the thing is, yes, we're talking about some afternoon breezes, 15, 20, maybe close to 25 miles per hour, but no wind events. That is, we're not going to be looking at gusts of 30, 40, or 50 miles per hour. That's when we've got to be concerned, because we can usually count on the fact that it's going to be dry. We're talking single digits, teens in the valley, and pretty much the same for the north and east side of the mountains as well. I mean, a little bit of recovery for your Friday morning, right? But then as we go into Friday afternoon, we're going to start to see those humidity levels begin to drop again. And there you can see we're back down to the single digits and low teens for the valley, teens for many of the eastern and even northern mountains as well. So that drier air is still in place, but no major wind events. So yes, our fire weather risk is a little bit lower, but we still, this is that time of the year. We got to do everything we can to prevent those fires from starting. All right, there it is. We're finally starting to see those triple digits return in the valley for tomorrow. We've got 80s and 90s for the higher elevations, and we're starting to see some low 60s here for the coast, and maybe even some clearing here for your Friday afternoon, making for a little bit more sunshine along the coast. All right, so we look at your 7-day outlook. So here it is. Here's that stretch of just triple digit heat for everyone in the valley. And, you know, I think I've got 99 for Chico on Friday. You know, you could hit 100 degrees. It's not out of the question. And we pretty much keep it over 100 degrees here this weekend and really going through next week. For the coast, temperatures mainly mid-60s, give or take, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Inland, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the mid to even some upper 90s. And for Trinity County, upper 90s to about 100 degrees here by the time we do get into the weekend and for next week. Now, you'll also notice I put the word chance here. I think Monday, Tuesday is kind of that window of opportunity to see isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon hours. There are some models that want to bring it as early as Sunday afternoon. Others want to bring it in as late as Thursday. So this is kind of an overall what we call a broad brush forecast until we start seeing better agreement and a better, we can start pinpointing days, the intensity, and where most of those showers and thunderstorms will be, because not everyone's going to see it in the mountains, but I think there's going to be that chance here really as we go into early next week. All right, that's your Krueger's Quick Cast. We're going to be looking at our deeper dive here in just a bit, but just want to give you that reminder that we do have a free Weather NorCal app here at Weather NorCal. All you have to do is search for Weather NorCal, make sure there's a space between Weather NorCal. Download the app for free. You'll see this icon right here, tap install. And I'm not going to talk about it because it has so much to offer, bottom line. You're going to really like it, but if you don't, take it off your phone, you're good to go. But I think you're going to want to keep it on your phone because it is hyper-local. It's all about Northern California. All right, let's take a look at our fire weather forecast sponsored by Garmin's Tractor Service. You can see these winds. Yeah, they're still a little breezy out there this evening. Even tomorrow morning, a little breezy to start off the day. Breezy again tomorrow afternoon. But once again, there's nothing about these winds that's over alarming. And that's going to be the case as we go into Saturday morning, a little breezy to start off the day in the valley. And then the winds probably not quite as strong on Saturday afternoon as what I'm seeing with that overall trend. So again, we talk about just knowing the fact that it's going to be dry. It's going to be dry. It's that time of the year. Now, we do see that recovery as we go into Friday morning, but by Friday afternoon, yeah, there you can see, of course, the humidity is rather low. No big surprises there. And it's low even into Saturday afternoon as well. So dry, yes. Hot, yes. Windy, okay, a little breezy, but no wind events. And that's the key. Once we start seeing wind events, that's when we got to really start paying attention and making sure, even more so, trying to prevent any fires any new fires from starting. So again, we're talking about these colder storm systems riding to our north. That's been the trend this week. And that's the trend here for today. And that's why temperatures haven't really been able to get to the triple digits, because the heat's to our south. It can't build northward because these storms are preventing that from happening. But that's going to change. Let's get into our chances for showers and thunderstorms though first. All right, so here you can see, as we go into Sunday, this particular forecast model, the GFS, the American forecast model, wants to bring in some activity here as early as Sunday evening. European forecast model, not so much. All right, but they both agree that Monday, we got a chance for afternoon showers and thunderstorms on Monday for the mountains. That's the case again on Tuesday. It gets a little aggressive. It shows it in Reading. No, I don't think it's going to happen in the valley, but yeah, the mountains, sure. All right, but you'll notice too, Del Norte, Humboldt counties, even the inland areas are probably going to dodge this activity here. Wednesday, this model not showing anything, but the European still has a potential, at least to the north and east. That may even linger into Thursday as well. But for now, just that broad brush potential as we go into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because the main concern will be, yes, we're going to see the rain with that, but also the concern will be the potential for dry lightning sparked fires. We got to be on the lookout for that. So once again, we talk about these temperatures, see how they're staying cooler, right? So we do have this retreating up to the north. So what's going to happen is heat over the desert southwest is going to be working its way northward into our region. That is the increase in the temperatures I was talking about. Now we're seeing more of a ridge of high pressure right here, and that's why temperatures are going to get hotter. This cooler air is going to try to move into our region, but it can't. It's having a hard time doing that because the ridge and the heat is preventing that once again from happening. So that is going to keep that cooler air a little bit farther away from us, and as a result, we stay hot. You can see that looking at the 10-day trend, right? We're talking temperatures over 100 degrees here, really through at least Thursday, if not into Friday of next week. Maybe a slight dip in our temperatures as we go into that next weekend, but summer's here. It's that summer heat. It's kicking in, and it's going to hold on here for a while. You can see those wave heights are increasing a little bit for your Friday afternoon, and even more so on Saturday. This right here could bring that potential for some small craft advisory criteria here by the time we get into Saturday, but for now, no small craft advisories for your Friday. All right, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures are going to be in the 80s and 90s. 82 degrees for Mad River, 89 for Ruth, but Weaverville, a high about 95, and there's that chance. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Now you'll notice for the coast, temperatures generally in the mid-60s, give or take, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, you're looking at 87 for Elder Point, Garberville, about 89 degrees. Now for the inland areas, notice I don't have the chance in there. That's because I think most of the activity will be east of Del Norte and Humboldt counties. So Orleans for your Friday, though, about 90, as well as Hoopa and 93 degrees in Willow Creek. Now for Siskiyou County, I put that chance in there. And really everywhere else in the mountains has that chance for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Everyone in the mountains at this point. Temperatures in the 80s, even some 90s for some of the warmer spots tomorrow in Siskiyou County. Modoc County, you're looking at temperatures mid-80s, give or take. Look for a high of 86 for Alturas, 83 degrees in Cedarville. Take you out to the eastern mountains. There it is, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday chance. Temperatures in the 80s, even some 90s. So some of the warmer spots in the higher elevations. Now for the valley, not everyone will reach 100 degrees. It'll be close. I mean, you're talking 99, 100 for Chico, sure, but around 97, 98 for Biggs, Gridley, 98 degrees for Elk Creek. Take a look at your 7-day forecast for Chico. Now, we're going to be looking at basically triple digits here for the next 7, 8, 9 days. You get the idea. That heat's here. It's summer, all right? It's a 101 for Redding, 101 for Palisador, 100 for Cottonwood, as well as Red Bluff, 95 degrees for Lakehead, and looks like Whiskeytown, about 96 degrees. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. These temperatures are going to be in the triple digits, a 7-day stretch at least, if not longer. And I would say we're going to average out between 102 to upwards of 106 for the weekend through all of next week. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger. Until then, have yourselves a great evening.
At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.